So you have found the perfect backing track to improvise over, but you have no idea what to do. Buckle up, this is gonna get really fun. Hello lovely people, welcome to Guitar Elevation. I'm Jack, and together we are going to cover how to improvise over a beautiful A minor backing track. Now of course everything I'm saying is also applicable to other keys, D minor, B minor, you name it, or even the major keys, G major, C major, and all of the others. I'm going to show you where to start from even if you have zero experience in improvisation. I'm also going to show you what options do you have, what scales you should know, where to play them. And this is going to benefit all of you guys, the late beginners, intermediate, advanced intermediate, and even advanced players. There's always something to learn from for each and every one of you guys. So if you're ready, let's do that. All right, so we have this backing track in A minor. Let's listen to that. We are going to play over this part. So now the chords, they're coming. All right, so we're playing F, G, A, G. All right, so these are the chords. It was important for me to show you the chords because they're gonna play an important part. Now, of course, even if the track is in A minor, which means we can improvise in A minor, it's also important to know what are the chords in that track. What is the chord progression? It's going to help us a lot. Now, let's start with the basics first. Number one, you need to have at least a bunch of scales in your bag of tricks, in your bag of scales. Most basic scale would be the pentatonic minor. Of course, we're playing in an A minor, so it's the pentatonic in A minor. The first shape of that scale is this one. So, of course, this is the first scale you need, and it could be the only one. I mean, you could only use the pentatonic, there's no problem with that. It's about how you use the scale and not what you know, okay? So even if you know 1,000 scales, but you don't know how to apply them, it's not gonna help you. So even if you know this A minor pentatonic, you're good to go. Now, the second scale we need to know is obviously the A minor scale, the natural minor, A minor, or Aeolian, some people would call it if we're talking about modes. Okay, so that scale will be this one. Now, this shape I just played is known as being the 3-note per string shape, but you can use the standard shape, this one. It doesn't matter which one you know, okay? It doesn't matter. What matters is you know that scale and how we're going to use it. And of course, you need to know the relative major of that A minor scale. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry. Every minor scale has a relative major scale, and every major scale has a relative minor scale. What does that mean? The word in English, relative, means that these two scales have a relationship together, right? They're connected in a certain way. Well, basically the connection is that it's the same thing. So what do I mean by it's the same thing? It means that the notes of the A minor scale are the same as the C major scale. So the A minor scale and the C major scale are relative scales, or the key of C is a relative of the key of A minor. So the only difference is that the C major scale starts on C and ends on C. The A minor scale starts on A and ends on A, but both share the same notes, which are C, D, E, F, G, A, B. It doesn't mean that we cannot start the scale from any other note. That's not what I'm saying here, but you should know for now is that those two scales share the same notes and that they are the same thing. Now later on during the lesson, we will see that basically they are not the same thing. Wow, I just contradicted myself. Yeah, don't worry about that. For now, they are the same thing. So anytime you have a minor key, just know that you should go 3 frets up in order to find the relative major key. And whenever you have a major key, you should go 3 frets down, or a minor third, in order to find the relative minor key. So now we're in A minor. So the relative major is C major. I'm going to play C major. So basically, that's the next scale you need to know how to play, which is the major scale. Now, of course, we can play the C major in the standard shape like that. So it's up to you to decide which shape you want to use. I don't care. All right, so these are the three basic scales you need to know in order to be able to improvise over an A minor backing track. If we were playing over D minor, you would need the D pentatonic minor, the D minor scale, natural minor, and then its relative major, okay, which is F major. Okay, I'll let you discover the rest of the keys. Now, that's level 1. To discover what are the scales we need to use and then to apply them over the backing track. All right, let's play and let's try those scales over the track. First, I'm going to do the pentatonic, then the A minor, natural minor, and then the C major scale. Let's go. So pentatonic first. Now, of course, if you know more than one position, you can play on other positions. Now the minor scale. Now the C major. All right. Now, of course, if you know more than one position, be my guest to use that. But like you saw, all of them work and they sound pretty good. Now, here's the thing. They sound pretty good, but when it comes to the C major scale, we need to basically try to hit more of the notes that are related to the A minor chord, which are basically the A note, the E note, and the C note. And you can find them here. So that's the E note, A note, and the C note. That's your A minor chord. So whenever I'm playing the C major scale, I need to put more emphasis on those notes. So here is where A minor and C major are not the same thing. Remember when I said they are the same thing? Now, the level 2 is to understand that they are not the same thing. That I can play on C major, but I need to emphasize more the notes of A minor. Now, if I don't know how to play those notes or find them on the fretboard, it's not a big problem. Your ear will tell you which note will work best. So let's play over the track and let me show you how you will feel that the notes of the A minor chord feel more safe or more comfortable to the ear, and they are notes that we are always geared towards. Okay, so let's see that. Alright, so that's an E note here, which is part of the A minor chord, and you feel it's a safe note. That's the A note here. That's the C note. All right, so that E note, that C note, and that A note were very comfortable and were safe notes. This is what I mean with A minor and C major are the same thing, but they are not actually the same thing. All right, so now that we saw that we could use the pentatonic, the A minor scale, and the C major scale, let's take it, level up, and let's try and be more thoughtful of what we're improvising over. Alright, so remember when I told you about the chord progression in that specific part of the track? We had F, G, and A. Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the root note of those chords in order to create a melodic line. That melodic line will be my bass line, my safe place that I can rely on. And then later on, I'm going to start embellishing and adding notes as we go, and revert back to this line whenever I'm out of ideas or not sure where to move next on the fretboard. You will need that, especially if you're new to improvisation and the fretboard is kind of still, not totally mastered for you. So let's put the track and let me show you. All right, here we go. F. F, G, A, F. You can play anywhere on the neck. F, okay, so all right, so as you saw, I was reverting back to this melodic line, and you could use the chords of any backing track you're playing over. Study the chords, find the root notes, build a melodic line over that progression, and then start embellishing. Now, the next step would be to play whatever, just go do whatever, and then acknowledge the progression every once in a while. Okay, that would be really cool to do. All right, so just go crazy all over the place and then acknowledge the chord progression. All right, like I said, let's play over the progression, go crazy, then acknowledge the progression again, then go crazy. All right, let's do that. Now. Let's acknowledge. So we learned what scales to use, and then what relative key to use, and then how to use that, and then how to take advantage of the chord progression in order to create a melody line and improvise on top. Now remember, it doesn't matter what are the scales that you know, it's about how you use them and if you know how to use them. Okay, so that's the most important thing here. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to get the diagrams of the scales, you can download them from the link below. You sign up for free and you get the diagrams for this lesson and all of the other lessons for free. Enjoy. Let me know in the comment section if you like this or not and what other types of content you want, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Peace.